So going from a lot of people watching your game to a lot of people wanting to play your game, we have to get into the discussion. I'm sure a lot of our chat is going to be talking about the drops, the beta keys, whatever you want to talk about. I know you guys are going to be discussing it more soon with a video that you're dropping later today, but let's talk about the beta drops. I know you wanted to say something, Anna. Can you just, let's dive into it.
Yeah, so it won't be a video, it'll be an article, because we want to get it out quickly, and if we do a video, it'll take a little longer, so we just want to get it out soon. It might actually be going live while we're on this chat, so people should just keep an eye out. I think just a couple things are like, one, because we weren't expecting the response that we saw, I don't think we were as clear on like what gets you into the beta. And I think we want to clear some of that up because we see a lot of people talking about frustration with not being able to get in. I will say, we said it from the start, like we can't let everybody in. That's just not a reality. We have to get this game ready for launch. And there's certain things we have to test before we can open the gates. So we are still limited in how many people we can let in. And we're looking at that actively right now to see, what we can do if there's ways to get more people in sooner. But in terms of how you get in, I don't think we were as clear as we could have been. And so we want to get some clarity around that for sure. And that article should be coming out like any minute. And then the other thing I want to make sure people know is that one, we know that there's like a bug in the UI that's showing people getting more than one entitlement. That is like more of a UI centric bug. We don't have people getting multiple drops.
It doesn't affect our side of distributing it.
It's not because we're the ones actually like unlocking people on our side. So we have a way to monitor for that. And so we don't want people worried about that. And then bots has been a big conversation, like a big topic. Both Twitch and us have ways to detect when that's happening. So I would highly encourage that people don't buy these accounts that are being sold online because we will be able to detect it. And those are not the players that we're looking to include in our closed beta.
And in addition to the bots, we also know that there's account farmers out there. We also have ways to detect farmed accounts as well. And we highly recommend you don't buy farmed accounts because we are also likely to be banning them and removing them from the beta.
So going off of that, people were, I think, after the whole, how do I get a drop? How long will I be able to get a drop? How long will people be able being shifted into the closed beta? Is it going to be a week? Is it going to be 2 weeks, a month? How long are people going to have a chance to get into the beta?
So our philosophy really around getting people into the beta has to do with the idea of letting people in as we can support them. So if you think about our game isn't that big.
We use so many analogies. Yeah. We used so many analogies yesterday.
Should I use the nightclub analogy or should I use the Disneyland?
It's up to you.
If we use a nightclub analogy, we have like a half-built nightclub right now in terms of how we're actually planning it to launch versus where it's out right now. And we can only fit so many people in. And the more people that want to get in doesn't change the size of the nightclub right now because we need to test this size to get it to a bigger space, And so there's a long line now. And that long line feels bad to be in. We will keep letting people in as people leave the nightclub, if that makes sense. As we see people come in and come out, we're probably going to be adding more people in. But we can't exactly say how many people we're going to be getting in or out in any given day because it really depends on where that level sits. So in other words, it'll keep rolling as we go through the beta.
Yep.
Is there a length of the beta that's been decided? Is it going to be a month, 2 months? I know you guys have the official summer release somewhere, hopefully in most regions come the summer months. But has there been, any official word on how long the beta is going to be for?
I will say, I will caveat this with plans change, and I think it's important that we keep saying that because plans do change and our plans have to change right now because of the climate we see ourselves in and a bunch of other factors that we need to be able to be agile and kind of like flex during this time and be able to change our plans if we need to. But right now, I think we would like to be able to keep the beta going up as close to the launch date as we can. But if the launch date pushes for any reason, then we have to reevaluate if that's possible or not.
Awesome.
It's not like a 1 week beta or a 2 week beta. Like we are trying to use this to get us ready to that moment. And we want to see issues as they arise over the next bit.
And honestly, we've seen a lot of issues arise just on day one. So we're really excited to be able to iterate through those things and actually have a better experience when we get to launch. So.
How many, I know people, I kind of just want to humanize everything. How many developers, I know currently in the pandemic, people are working from home. How many developers would you say, if you could guesstimate, are actually working on the game currently?
I don't know if I can give so there's the dev team itself who's working on the actual games development, which is probably about somewhere between 160 to 180, depending on how we want to do the math. But then it expands way beyond that. So we have, we have teams all over the world, supporting local players. So there are people in those offices. We have a lot of central services group to run our platform and things like that. So, a lot of Riot is helping with this right now. Not all of Riot, but a lot of Riot is dedicated to bringing this out. So the numbers would be hard from that perspective, but if you're talking about core dev team working on the game right now from home, that's probably in the 160 to 180 range.
So looking at the beta itself and the things inside the beta, currently there's 3 maps, 10 agents. Is anything be changed during the beta? Is there going to be more agents, more maps? Is there a number that you're looking for in the beta, or is it trying to just perfect these maps, these agents until launch?
So you've talked about this before, Anna, but we're launching with 4 maps and 12 characters. 12 maps too many. Yeah. We're launching with 4 maps and 12 characters. So there's going to be more additional ones as we get, or at least 1 more additional map and 2 more additional characters leading into the launch of, or actually by the launch of worldwide launch. Honestly, a large portion of things are going to change, because that's what we're looking for from closed beta, is a lot of feedback to change things and iterate and tinker on things to actually make sure that it's going to scale really well to the size of audience we're going to land on. So.